Hello, America, and to our friends around the world, greetings. Well, you can see it right there in the headline that this is still March, and March is Women's Month. So let's take the full 31 days to celebrate these stellar women. And not only are they stellar women that March is highlighting, they are unparalleled in their motherly responsibilities. Ohio woman allegedly abandons kids, stabs women, and sets fire in Troup County. Apparently, this is in Georgia. I like right off the bat. Let's take a look at this headline. Allegedly. How about Ohio man abandons kids? Allegedly. Is it just me, or is the headline already biased? I I don't know. I don't want to dwell too much on it. I do want to draw your attention to it, and I'm going to attempt to locate that book, Hung by the Tongue. It's a short read. I'm going to see if I can find it and upload it for everybody to help understand what it is I'm trying to articulate with it, why it matters. Because the reverse of that, all right, the real simple issue is this. If you are a parent and you have a child and you say, don't play in the street, all they hear is play in the street. You have to rephrase it as the stay in the yard. I need you to stay safe in the yard. You can play however you want, but I need you to stay in the yard. It's the concept that the human brain, the subconscious, the internal processing cannot conceive of or conceptualize of negative commands such as don't. I mean, granted, you can shout no and people will get you can get their attention, but I think that's more of the physiological response to the loud noise. But all right, without getting into the weeds with that, I want to get back to this. This is a 34-year-old Desjavae Conway who's traveling with her children that she abandoned. So she's driving from Ohio on her way to Florida. She stops in Georgia, drops them on the side of the highway, and then went on a crime spree, a violent crime spree. Larry Hardy, who was driving along Franklin Parkway early Wednesday, spotted 6-year-old girl standing alone on the curb at 2 a.m. And any decent human being is going to say, "Hey, state police, state patrol, somebody, something's not right here." Nobody puts children under 10, especially for that matter, really under 14, under 15. That's usually a big red flag for everybody that they're going to stop, and their family, that human nature to protect is going to kick in. So he says, I didn't see anyone else around. And he had video of the girl standing in the dark, clutching a box, wearing white cowboy hat. Another driver also saw the child and made the call. I didn't see anyone else around. See, and according to Franklin Police Chief Kevin Hanna, this woman, this Desjavae Conway, abandoned the 6-year-old girl and her 2-year-old brother in a business parking lot and told them to hide in the woods. Officers found the children and turned them over to DFCS, that's Division of Family and Children Services. So 5 a.m. Troup County authorities responded to a home invasion call. Conway broke into the home, attacked 2 women, stabbing them multiple times, and then set the property on fire. most likely to cover her tracks. It's kind of hard to get prints when all that's left is charred remains and structure. Let's see. So she fled the scene in, oh my, she stole their car, leaving hers behind. The police are uncertain as to her motives. They don't believe that there's any kind of connection between the three, this Desjavae, Conway, and the two victims. It doesn't say if they died or if they've survived or what the situation is, but this is not a woman that's dealing with any sense of ethics or morality. Uh, and I've said it before. Society, this is the whole reason I'm doing this, is to draw attention to the fact there is something not right with today's women. And I don't know what it is, but I do know this: that is not healthy behavior. Leaving your children behind in a business parking lot with instructions to hide in the woods, then proceeding to steal a vehicle after setting fire and at least attempting to murder two people. These conversations must be had. There is something seriously wrong with the fact that I can go on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, or into any daily newspaper and find a report such as this to put out consistently for this month. All right, this one is gruesome in itself, and it's just vile on its own standing. This next one, I will warn you, you're not going to like. Seriously, if anybody that is listening has children, has anybody who has empathy and cringes at the sight or the sounds of harm being done to another, this is the time to turn this off and do something else, or to pause it and just read the text, mute it and just read the text. All right, let's give everybody a chance that needs to back out to do so. All right. Headline. And this is for An Ngo or Wo. An Wo or An Ngo. I'm not certain. I don't speak Vietnamese. I've worked with some, so I understand a little bit of the NG is more of a W sound, depending, but I don't want to get lost in that. The headline: didn't have a chance at life. Woman, again, allegedly stabs newborn to death with metal letter opener mid childbirth, throws boy in trash. And that's the other thing. If you spend any time online, and I avoid all the social media things except for posting these videos to Rumble and YouTube and the links to, promoting them on Truth, Gab, and X. A lot of the meme and images and such, I'm able to collate from those sources and put together for everybody, especially the animals. This is some dark stuff, and I like the animals because the animals make me feel better, and I enjoy their animal antics. Because after something like this, it's very despairing. South Carolina woman giving birth in an apartment when she did the deed to a newborn boy, and that's a real problem. We need to be having a discussion on in is the rampant misandry, the I don't know what's the right word. I know filicide is one word for it, but this focus, this fixation on ending boys, abusing them, it's just outrageous. The, the cops described it as a gruesome scene. Easley Police Chief Brandon Liner told reporters at a press conference that his officers responded at 8:20 on Friday night to an apartment on Nation's Way. They got on scene, realized very quickly this is something much more, Liner said. Cops learned that An Ngo, who is in her early 30s, had recently given birth to a boy. Warrant obtained by Law and Crime, which is where this came from, says officers found the boy in a trash bag. It was very apparent that Ms. Woe is the one who murdered this child. It alleges that she stabbed him, as we saw at the opening, while giving birth, and continued after he was born. Then the police chief continues, we'll make sure that this baby will receive justice. It didn't have a chance at life, not long, so it's our job to make sure that this baby does receive that. Woe admitted, so the headline is already deceptive. She admitted to it. Why equivocate? Why obfuscate? Why? Well, because we don't want women to look bad. You know, that's what leads to these problems is, rose-colored glasses hiding the fact that women are just as capable as men of being evil. So she admitted in the warrant, and she showed extreme indifference to human life. It didn't include a motive, and she was arrested and charged with homicide by child abuse. She faces 20 years to life. She needs. South Carolina just did the high intensity projectiles at an individual. Um, but yeah, at least life without parole. I've been doing this for 2.5 decades, and I've never seen anything this gruesome, and I've never seen anything this bad, the police chief Liner stated. Woe appeared before a judge Tuesday after receiving treatment at a hospital. She is now in jail without bond and has a court date set for May 15. So 2 months from yesterday, because today's Sunday the 16th. All right, I hope everybody took my advisory of how gruesome it is. Um, Again, stay safe because not only is not only is March Women's Month, but the gynocentric believe all women mentality is rampant. And so long as women aren't held to account, these things will continue to exist.